the one drinking beer. I'm drinking water.
2 touchdowns a game?
Yes, in the game.
You're tripping.
How high? No, high Super Bowl time.
I don't know what we're doing in that front office, man.
Twiddling our fucking dick.
Ryan, I just need you to drink this.
Wide receiver trivia. That's what she said.
Her upset.
Are those crutches?
You can see Ryan's crutches in the
What is going on, folks? Welcome back to your favorite show on the internet. This is After Further Review, episode 246. I am your co-host, Jalen Brown.
I am your other fabulous co-host, Malin Dennis.
I'm your other great co-host, Nestor.
Rolling long, hard, and strong from the PNW, it is your final co-host, G-Money.
Yes, sirs. We've got the 4 of us in the saddle here. June, your ultimate favorite co-host, may be joining us at some point. I think he's on his way back home from a Nationals game, so we'll see if he makes it in time. But besides that, the 4 of us here are going to take a cheers to start the first half of the show here. Bottoms up.
Anything but a shot.
Next week, Nestor's going to have a bucket of mop water.
He's just adverse to drinking alcohol with us, I guess.
Who's that actress from, what's her name? Damn it.
Zendaya.
Damn. You know,
Just threw it out.
I know this because I don't know why I know this. Oh, next week I'm gonna have Sydney Sweeney's bath water.
You think you can afford that? I mean, you know, that's pretty pricey.
That
I
is
thought we
pretty
started
pricey
strong.
water. You've got Voss, and then you've got Sydney Sweeney.
Worth it. Anyway,
Anyway, we do talk about
Something
sports on this show. I swear, folks. Yeah, let's just hop right into the first topic of the week. I think we're going to start off with the news first this week. It'd help if I had the rundown in front of me. Yes, we're going to start off with the news first. Before we go full NFL for the remainder of the show, let's start with some Junebug Spade.
Here he is. There he is.
There he is,
Just in time.
with the jersey.
I know.
Yeah.
Didn't miss a thing. How was the game, sir?
I was good, and that's one.
Oh,
And
look at
Bugs
that.
guy coming in to be cheap sweaty. Let's go.
We are starting off with the news, and we're going to start off with the fact that Damian Lillard is returning to Portland on a 3-year deal. I don't have the dollar amount right in front of me, but yeah, he's going back to the Blazers. There you go. Also, if you just go south a bit there, down in LA, CP3 returning to his Clippers, which
he's still playing.
I know he's bounced around quite a bit this past like 5-ish years. But the fact that he's going back to the Clippers is just like, wow, even at his old age. So curious to know what you guys think about these moves. G-Money, we'll start with you.
Well, in honor of Ozzy, who passed away today,
Oh yeah.
I'm going to use one of his lyrics there. Times have changed, times are strange. Here I come, but I ain't the same. Mama, I'm coming home. And they're both going home. And Damian's going to be basically on the men for a year, so he's not even going to play. And CP3 is not doing any lobs to Blake Griffin anymore. He's going to be coming off the bench, probably spelling Harden. So, I mean, good for them. They're going to make money. But I don't see them really turning the needle for either team very well. Definitely not for Portland this year. And for the Clippers, I just don't see it being that big a deal.
June.
Yeah, Portland. I mean, it's a great story, Damon Lillard, but he's not playing this season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct in saying that?
You're
it's
correct.
like, why? You could have let him sit there and then picked him up in the off season next year. I don't think anybody was going to spend that money to pick him up. So for me, for Portland, it's like, what kind of team are you going to be? Or do you want to contend in the West? Or are you just a team just hoping to fill the seats in the arena? And it sounds like the latter. That's why they got Lillard back. So I don't see it as a very viable move or a very smart move for the team. So it's whatever for them. It's whatever for Portland. But hey, good for Dame. Hey, good for him. He gets to sit around and sit on the bench, wave his little hand all season, not have to do anything. So good for him. Get your bag. Get your bag, Dame.
Go ahead, Malin.
First, I think I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that what G Money did in a lyrical sense, the tie-in Ozzy Osbourne passing away, Dame Lillard and Chris Paul going back home to former teams is just poetic and is beautiful. Let's give this man an Emmy or an ESPY.
Snap.
That was while you were saying the lyrics, I was like, I know how this lyric ends. I was like, this man's a fucking genius. So when it comes to Dame, I mean, hey, if you get to go back to a fan base that loved you and adored you and isn't going to hate you that you left and they'll never blame you for leaving, and you get to get paid by two teams while you rehab, that's kind of cool. I would take that in a heartbeat, especially not just getting paid, we're getting paid millions. That'd be nice. And Chris Paul, man, Chris Paul is a part of a generation of NBA players. It just doesn't. The NBA just doesn't make sense to me anymore. Like, I swear to God, it's like some people are playing bingo, some people are playing checkers, some people are playing dominoes. I mean, these players are going all over the place. LeBron James, the Chris Paul, the James Harden, the Kevin Durant, the Russell Westbrook. I mean, how many jerseys these guys have hung up in their. I mean, it's like 20 years ago you didn't have that. Like these type of names weren't putting on that many jerseys, and before them, honest to God, like the real person to wear all them jerseys, he can hate on all he wants, but Shaq was whoring himself out for money anywhere he could put on a jersey. I mean, most people forget that Shaq played for the Celtics, the Cavs, and the Suns. That's wild. Yeah. Well, he went from LA to the Heat. He was never really Shaq again after the Heat, but he damn sure collected some paychecks like he was. And I kind of feel like that's what Chris Paul's like, just give me one more ride. Like, we fucked up in Phoenix, but let's try to figure it out back here in the land of a million toilets. Well, let's see when we figure it out. So I mean, the Clippers, they signed somebody else, didn't they? It wasn't just Chris Paul. They got somebody else, didn't they?
Yes.
A couple days ago.
Another kind of bigger name. Hold on.
Yeah, who the fuck was it?
Bradley Beal?
Bradley Beal.
Bradley
Yes.
Beal.
Yeah, it was Bradley Beal. Yeah.
So, you know what? Ballmer just doesn't. Ballmer is the perfect NBA owner to where he just doesn't have patience. And you can see that because he doesn't want you to have to go 15 seconds without being away from the toilet. The way he screams and yells, like, I love his energy, but he keeps going after people that are of the older generation, like the vibe, like he's going after, I guess you call them retreads. I hate calling Chris Paul a retread. I have no problem calling Bradley Beal a retread. But he keeps going after people in like their third, fourth team, people that used to be a name that you would go see that would be marquee. And he keeps trying to win a title that way, and it's not going to happen. But hey, if I built that arena, I might be trying to do the same thing to get butts and seats. So I don't know, but yeah, good for them.
Go ahead, Nestor.
Yeah, both moves are quite different. Although Damian Lillard should have went to the Miami Heat a long time ago. That train left the station. But anyway, now he gets to go back to his old team that, like Malin said, they love him. He's probably going to be like some type of mentor to like Scoot Henderson, who's like, he's like 20, 21. So, yeah, he gets to collect that paycheck and also be involved with the team. And I think it's going to be a pretty chill, productive season for him, although he won't be playing. And then CP3, I don't know what they're trying to do there. Yeah, they got Bradley Beal, Brooke Lopez. They keep trying to build this veteran team. And whether it's in New York, whether it's here, and here at the Clippers, it's not going to work. I guess it might get you some people buying tickets if you're thinking about that. CP3's return, whatever. But yeah, I don't see a ring in his future. I just see more State Farm commercials.
To each other. Here's to everyone.
I'll starting with the Chris Paul signing. I don't understand it outside of, like you just said, Nestor, just ticket sales. Which, I mean, I guess if you gotta foot the bill for that brand new stadium, then I guess it makes sense. Because Bombers just he's obsessed with like 2K16, because it's like Russell Westbrook, Ben Simmons, Kawhi, James Harden, Bradley Beal, PG-13. Like, I don't really get it just for the name's sake. It's a good story. Like, I do like the fact that CP3 will likely retire a Clipper. That's where he belongs. But I can't see him being any type of big contributor to them making a title push. He'll have his moments. I'm sure he will. And I think in the playoffs, he will really come in handy in some areas, but not the answer to their problems. In Portland, I think it's great that Dame gets a whole year off and just gets to kind of chill out. However, another move where I don't really get it basketball-wise. They already got Drew Holiday from Boston. I'm kind of tired of hearing about Scoot Henderson at this point. Like, I don't see it. I don't know what the hell Holiday or Lillard's going to be able to teach him. Like, okay, whatever. Yeah, it just seems like they're going to have, in 2 years, a kind of heavy backcourt, and that's about it. So the ceiling, like, even when Dame was in his prime, they couldn't really get out of the second-ish round of the playoffs at best. Yeah. So at this point, if they got to the second round of playoffs, that would be massive. I still don't really see them getting out of like the play-in at best. So yeah, but happy for the two individuals. I think it's great for them.
You know what, Jalen, I think is beautiful is Milwaukee and Portland with the trade for Dame Lillard. Celtics are the ones that really benefited from that, because we're the ones that ended up with Drew, who won the title, and now Portland has both of them, and yeah, Milwaukee, what you doing, man? Hold on there, man.
How you doing, guy? Yeah.
There it is. So the Boston fans everywhere, thank you guys for
Yes.
making that deal. We would have not have gotten Drew without it.
Yeah.
All right, switching to NFL news. The Steelers signed, TJ Watt to a 3-year, $123 million extension with a lot of commentary around it. A lot of people saying he was worth the money. Some people saying they shouldn't have paid him. But let's throw our hat into the commentary ring here. G-Money, what did you think about this deal?
Yeah, whether he deserved it or not is immaterial. That's the going rate. And now we're looking with Micah Parsons and Trey Henderson looking at that money going like, pay me. So was it a good deal for Pittsburgh? Yeah, considering that they don't have anybody else at the end. Yeah, I mean, his production is such that it warranted that. And he'll be the highest paid player and defensive player until Michael Parsons signs, because I think with Trey Hendrickson, he's probably going to get traded because Cincinnati's digging in their heels. They want to lowball him. They don't want to guarantee very much money. So it's like, yeah, we'll give you a 3-year, $190 million deal, but, maybe only 40 of that's going to be guaranteed. You can make as much as, which means absolutely nothing in the NFL world. So did TJ deserve it? It's crazy because as an owner, you should be paying on potential and not what they did in the past. As an agent, you want your player paid for what he did in the past, plus what he could do in the future. And so that's what the market said he deserved, and that's what he got. It's a lot of fucking money. It's a lot of damn money, Yeah. I mean, every time. What's that?
4 years or 3 years?
I thought it was 3, but it might. I'll have to take a look. But I thought
$123 million. That makes him the highest non-QB in NFL history. Not even defense. That's higher than any wide receiver, running back, anybody. $41 million a year. Got it all guaranteed. Yeah, Hendrickson is pissed.
Yeah.
He's already in Bill. At least Parsons in camp, but he's not practicing. I don't know. I guess we should go to our resident Dallas Cowboys fan here. You tell us what Watt does for you Cowboys and Parsons.
Well, it was smart on the Steelers' part to get the deal done now. And they was talking about this on Locked On Cowboys on their podcast the other day. And they was talking about Jerry needs to get the deal done before other guys start getting signed in that same position. And then his market is going to be higher. And lo and behold, what happens? TJ Watt gets signed. So now I guarantee you Michael Parsons and his agent are on the phone with each other. And Micah probably will leave camp at this moment. You may see Michael Parsons leave camp if they don't get a deal done within the next 48 hours. And and Jerry should have made this deal while the offseason was the offseason.
Yeah.
You had a pretty decent offseason, Jerry. You were signing people. You got the players you wanted in place. You should have been focusing before this point on getting Micah Parsons signed. Now, TJ Watt has set the market, and now Micah Parsons is going to reset the market. So, and then, Cincinnati don't have a chance in hell. Okay?
No.
They're not signing now. So, It was a
And
great
that's the
move for
thing.
Watt. It was a good business deal for the Steelers. It was a good business deal for Watt. It's a bad business deal for the Cowboys.
That's the thing that confuses me about this whole situation, okay? Because we all knew that Watt was going to get signed. Everyone knew he was getting signed this offseason. And it was probably going to happen before training camp. Like, even the Steelers were anxious to get it done. Like, so we knew this was coming. Then you got two different franchises. You got the Bengals and you got the Cowboys. Bengals, cheap as shit. I mean, they got their first round draft pick not even signed. He's only one of two draft picks not signed. The other guy's dealing with domestic violence issues. And it's all because of a clause that they're putting in his contract. Like, now, me personally, I'm not gonna lie, if I'm an owner, I like that clause. And a lot of other teams have those clauses in their first round draft pick contracts. The only difference is the Bengals haven't had that in their contract as of yet. And last year, they had like pick number 19 or number 20, and he didn't have the clause. Now they want it to be in his contract, so he's saying no. And I swear to God, man, I saw it somewhere today that the Bengals owner is like one martini away from having a Donald Sterling conversation. Like he's towing the line when he's talking about paying. Like, he's using language that you're like, ooh, man, like, you're close to saying these people. Or like, you know, like he's close. He's a blonde half his age and a martini away from being the Donald Sterling of the NFL. I swear to God, man. I listened to his press conference and I was like, shit, dude, end it. Somebody end it. Like, stop it before it gets any worse. But then you got Jerry Jones that always pays people. He always seems to wait. I don't know why he always seems to wait.
Worst
it costs
time.
him money. He does it over and over again. Could have gotten Dak Prescott for cheaper. Could have gotten CeeDee Lamb for cheaper. Could have gotten all these people cheaper, but he keeps pushing it down the road. You know he's going to pay it. You know he's going to. I just don't know why he just don't pull the trigger. And did he really come out and have a conversation where he said something along the lines of just because you pay him the money doesn't mean they'll play for you next year because he paid that many games and then he got hurt? I'm like, shit, Jerry. I'm like, goddamn.
I'm like, boy, shut up. Like, shut up.
This is like World War I trench warfare between these people, and the owners are losing in the media in public opinion.
The owners are going to lose. The owners are going to lose. The owners are always going to lose this battle right now.
But good for TJ Watt. And you know what? JJ Watt won social media, and he said, if he even lets me reach for my wallet next time we're at dinner, that was an awesome post by his brother. Another 3 or 4 time all defensive player of the year, said if he even lets me reach for my wallet, this man's crazy. So good on it though. Good for you, TJ. Get all that money when you got to play.
Yeah, isn't he coming off of one of the worst seasons he's had? And I think he still had a great. It's still a great season by any standards. So yeah, he deserves the money. I think what his brother said was hilarious, and he's fun to watch, man. Like, as long as you're not on the receiving end of that, it's always fun to see. It's the only thing the Steelers got going for them. So good for him.
Yeah, I think we all knew that the Steelers were going to re-sign him. There was no doubt about that. And I think he's worth the money, without a doubt. The Steelers are just kind of a roster-wise, they always are defense first. And then offense always seems to be kind of a second thought. And this is just another example of that, for better or for worse. But it does put a big spotlight now on Dallas because here we are, another offseason where all these other big names start to get paid, knowing that a star Cowboy needs to be paid, and then they wait to the last minute, and it's like, how many summers are we going to be in the same situation? Because last year, all we heard about was Dak, and I think it was CD at the same time. And Dak, they literally waited until the first NFL Sunday, like that morning, to get his deal done. And it's like, it's so inevitable, and it just drives their price up. So I'm sure Micah's like loving all this because he's like, the writing's on the wall. I already know what's going to happen here. So,
and Mike is in camp, so he can't get fined. He's like Marshawn Lynch right now. He don't participate, which he didn't participate today. He was just there. He's doing a hold in, not a hold out. That's smart.
Yeah. So I'm sure Jerry likes the drama. He likes the Cowboys being in the news cycle every day. Are they going to sign him or are they going to not? So
oh yeah, you're right, because remember, they're filming what's the show called? They're doing the whole NFC East this year.
Oh, Hard Knocks.
Is it
They're filming Hard Knocks.
All NFC
So
East?
The entire NFC East
Interesting.
is going to be on Hard Knocks. Yeah. Y'all haven't seen that? Yeah. So the entire NFC East is going to be part of Hard Knocks this season.
Well, 3 of those teams are going to be really entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you right now. We are 25 years away from having like cameras in like players' bedrooms when they sleep, just like live coverage. Like the amount of cameras we have on these people now, man. Like you got the end season, you got the quarterbacks thing on Netflix, you got the wide receiver show on Netflix. Good Lord, man. People ain't gonna have no privacy.
This is true.
You make millions of dollars, buddy. You gotta expect a little bit of it.
Yeah, what's Netflix has? Which one is coming out next? Is it another quarterback or another wide receiver season?
They just did the QB one. The QB one just launched with Cousins and Goff and who's the third one? Cousins, Goff, and somebody else. I don't know. Burrow.
That's a terrible line.
I was about to say
Burrow's good.
Yeah, it just launched like last week.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah, let's pretend like Goff didn't win 14 games. That's fine, dude.
But I'm just talking about as a person. Goff just he just reminds me of Eli. You know what I mean? He reminds me of Eli.
You can just say Cracker. You can just say Cracker. You can say
it. I mean, I don't know. Goff gonna draw me a horsey picture?
I don't know, man. If you see Goff's wife's, man, you might see his wife, you might be like, okay, wife.
Yeah, he's got. After he moved to Detroit, it became legal for him to have several.
Oh, shit.
If you see his wife, you might be like, okay, all right, that's motherfucker something. What's more than a Winnebago?
All right, let's hop into the next segment here, where we are going to give our predictions of the last division in the NFC, which is the NFC West. We will always go in order the way the division finished last year. So we're going to start with LA and finish with San Francisco. We will start off with G Money with LA and let us know how many games are the Rams winning and why do you think that, and any notable games you want to throw in there.
Okay, so having them be the last division that we looked at in the NFC, I had to give them wins when I said other teams in the other divisions lost to them. Otherwise, it would not be right. So I have the Rams going 13-4. There's actually a couple of reasons. Number one, last year I didn't have the Rams doing well at all, and they surprised me. I thought after they lost Donaldson, and they let Von Miller go, they let Bobby Wagner go. Offensively, you didn't quite know who they were. Yeah, they went ahead and went into the playoffs. So fuck you, Rams. But 13-4, they're tough. Yeah, they've got some tough games, but not that many when you look at it. Baltimore, interdivision games are always tough. You play the Niners or the Rams, or you play us. I mean, for the most part, we play each other hard. But, I mean, I just don't see, I mean, Jacksonville and New Orleans, you could put them both together and you'd still have a 7-11 team. If you tossed Arizona in there, yeah, you could probably have a 9-8 team. Oh, and I forgot they played Indianapolis, which, yeah. So still 9-8.
Yeah.
I have them going 13-4, and I actually have them winning the NFC West. As much as it pains me.
Said that.
13-4 from G Money. Okay, June.
Hey, you saw my picks. I got the same thing with the Rams going 13-4.
Damn.
I just think that's a good football team. Bringing in Devontae Adams, alongside Puka Nacua. Devontae Adams got a lot to prove, and I think he's going to be hungry this year. And the Rams went out and said, we know that our quarterback is probably in his last days of playing in the NFL. They know Matt Stafford is probably, making that push to end. They was hoping it was last year. They thought they was going to get to the Super Bowl last year. But this is a good football team. Sean McVay, he's a hell of a coach, man. The guy's just a hell of a coach, a hell of a football coach. And he's young. These guys relate to him. The Rams made, I don't have my notes with me because I didn't expect to be on tonight, but the Rams made some great moves in the offseason. Over the last couple of years, losing Donaldson, Wagner, Von Miller, just like Jim Munn said, they've replaced those guys with young guys, and those guys love to play for McVay. And again, I think they're trying to make that push for Matt Stafford. So I got them not only going 13-4, I got them coming out of the NFC this year. I got them representing the NFC in the Super Bowl this year.
Okay. Malin.
I like it. Like an OKC thing with me. No, it's not even close to an OKC thing with me. The hatred I have for the Rams is like the lowest DEFCON you could get compared to OKC. But anyways, no, I got them going 12-5.
Okay.
And I got them going 12 because listen, when things happened over the offseason over the last couple of years, you're like, all right, the Rams are gonna start falling off, right? They get rid of Aaron Donald. Oh, then you get this his name Byron Young, this linebacker that's just gonna lead that defense for the next 10 years. Son of a bitch. You all of a sudden they release Cooper Kupp, and we signed Cooper Kupp. I'm like, fuck yeah, man, this is awesome. Kiss my ass, Devontae Adams. Like, this is some bullshit that keeps happening with these Rams. This general manager for the Rams, I don't know if he's won GM of the year, but he should have won GM of the year several times because he built a team. It was a 4-win team when they first got to LA to go into a Super Bowl in 2018, winning the Super Bowl in 2021. John McVay wants to retire. Chris Peterson, old Husky head coach, talks him out of it. Fuck you, Chris Peterson. Love you, but fuck you for that. Then they just keep retooling, man. They lose somebody, they pick them back up. And you know, I think one of the most underrated running backs in the NFL that he's an injury away, and I'm not saying I want Kyron Williams to get hurt, but Blake Corum, man. Blake Corum out of Michigan. Like, he was the heart and soul of that Michigan Wolverine team that Harbaugh took to the national championship, won the last two, Big Tens when Harbaugh was there, beat the snot out of Ohio State. Well, actually, it beat snot them. I think they beat them in overtime. I think one year. I think Blake Corum is a hell of a running back, and I look at him like a oh God, what was his name? Gary, you and I have talked about it. He was a running back for the Bucks, the BYU.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh well, yeah.
He was number 22. What the fuck is his name?
Thomas Jones? Not
Doug
Thomas
Martin.
Jones.
Doug Martin. Doug Martin.
Doug Martin.
Doug
Yeah.
Martin. He reminds me of a more talented Doug Martin. Yeah, first of all, one of the best nicknames you ever heard in your life, Muscle Hamster. I mean, come on, that's fucking crazy. So I got them going 12-5. I hate it, and I got some words for R10's picks later in the show when we go ahead and talk about the Niners. But you can kiss my ass. Rams are the best team.
We'll
we
get
got
there.
two people, Seahawks fans right now that aren't a bunch of homer ass people with our noses up the asses of their head coach that are saying that the Rams are better. So we'll get there though. We're coming.
We should shout him out, invite him onto this segment.
Go for it. Go for it. That long-haired hippie-ass motherfucker on here. Oh, shit, dude.
Fun fact, I met Doug Martin briefly. This was like 10 years, when he was still playing for the Bucks. But he went to the same barbershop that I did, and he was the muscles coming out of literally just everywhere.
Oh God, yeah.
But
Anyway, that dude was good. Yeah. I had him on my fantasy team for years. I had him on my fantasy football team for years, man.
Coming out of it, he was like, I didn't even know them muscles existed.
Go ahead, Nestor.
Like, what's that? Oh, Doug?
I got them at 12-5. Yeah, basically what everybody else has said so far. Great coaching with McVay. They rebuilt this team pretty damn fast. So I think they got great things going for them. I expect to see good things from Byron Young if they're gonna have a great record at 12-5. I expect to see him play well. And hopefully they are healthy, I guess. Yeah, I don't have anything. I don't have.
Be wrong. You don't want him to be healthy. I want to be wrong.
Well, we'll see. I just the way they've rebuilt this team so quickly. I just feel like there's not many. The running game is great. I do want to see more of Blake Corum. I think I picked him up last season, expecting him to, get some more playing time, but that didn't really happen. Yeah, the schedule doesn't even look bad. Like, it's not a tough schedule. So, yeah, I see good things from them. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they get more than 12 wins.
All right. I am right with you guys. I got them at 12-5 as well. They just have such a good, well-rounded team. Championship head coach, championship quarterback. K-Dub is one of the best running backs in the league. Like it has been said, Devontae Adams has something to prove right now, which is kind of funny to say. But, yeah, the Rams are – I think they should pick up where they kind of left off last year and be even better than they were last year. So 12 wins from yours truly. All right, let's head over to Seattle. G-Money.
So this definitely sounds like a homer selection, right? And it kind of is, but I have them going 11-6. When I look at the schedule, and some of that has to do with their defense was top 5 when it ended last year. They've added to that defense. I think you give McDonald with the players they drafted on defense this year, I think they're going to be a lot better than they were last year, because the first like 8-9 games, they were trying to figure out who their linebackers were. They weren't quite sure who was playing corner, and they hadn't gotten the D line rotation down. And when you look at the schedule, right, they play New Orleans. Unless something crazy happens in New Orleans, that team is not good. They play Jacksonville. Not impressed with that. Arizona, yeah, we'll get to them later. Indy, Carolina. I mean, in fact, I have them winning their first 6 games, which is kind of tough because Tampa's going to be tough. And the 49ers, we'll get to them, but quite frankly, if half their starting line is freaking not playing, I mean, if they're not going to have Ayuk, if they're not going to have Jennings, if they're not going to, they may have Trent Williams, maybe not. If they're all not starting until week 2, I think Seattle's defense crushes the shit out of them and makes up for their last year when we lost 30-12. I think we beat them. I think we beat them bad. And I know it sounds like a homer thing, but this is also the last division in the NFC that we went to, and I had to go through games that I'd already put a W or an L to. And then there's only a few games, you know, your own division and a couple of teams in the AFC and in the AFC that we play. So yeah, 11-6. Though I do have there are a lot of questions. Our line is a question. Our quarterback's a question. Our wide receivers could be a question. But we'll see. I mean, we got a new OC, a new O-line coach. So yeah, those are going to be questions. But our defense, I don't think will be a question. I think our defense by the end of the season will be probably number 2 or number 3 in the NFL.
June.
Yeah, I mean, Seattle, I think, is going to be tough defensively. I think they are. I know a lot of people are talking about they're losing the quarterback. What's his name? What's the quarterback's name in the last couple of seasons? Geno Smith. But I think, I said this after the season that Geno had that great season and he came back and made a name for himself. I said I would have traded Geno that year because he was hot and got some draft picks for him. I believe that offense is going to be better without Geno Smith. Now, I know that the big loss on that offense is, you know, they do have a couple of big losses on offense, but I still think this offense is going to be pretty good. I got them going 10-7. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna go up and down, but they're gonna have a good stretch. But there's gonna be one stretch that we're gonna look at, and they're gonna have a bye week after they play the Texans. I think that's gonna be a tough game. The Texans are gonna have to travel on the road, so I think it's gonna be tough for the Texans too. But then they have the bye week, and then they come out that bye week and they go Commanders, Cardinals, Rams. So pretty tough games. But I still think this team can pull out a 10-7 schedule. That's because I think their defense is going to be so good. So that's what I got the Seattle Seahawks.
All right, 11-6 from G Money, 10-7 from June. Malin, where are you at?
You know, I don't even know how you can call this a homer pick because this is what they had last year. I'm saying 10-7. That last year they might have got that last win by a little gimme from the Rams, but I think they'll be one game better than what they were last year. So I'm going to go ahead and give them the 10. to tie last year's record. Geno Smith was terrible for like 2 to 3 quarters a game. Then he like squeak out some games. Under pressure, he was flummoxed, and his body language was weird. He obviously he just didn't like the new regime. He wanted to be with Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll likes his guys. How do I know that Pete Carroll likes his guys? He just signed Jamal Adams today, so Pete Carroll likes. You got a really good 1-2 running back with Walker and Charbonnet. If one of them goes down, I really like the other one to step in. McIntosh, I think he had a 5.6 yard average when he finally got in. I think after like game 12 or 13 last year. So the running backs will be good, which I like, because they're going to be run heavy. And I would like to think that if Sam Darnold can take a Minnesota Vikings team to 14 wins, I think he can take the Seahawks to 10 wins. I'm not saying he's going to be spectacular. He's not going to be lighting it up. He's not going to be Joe Burrow or anybody like that. But I think with Smith and Jigma and Cooper Kupp at wide receiver, I think you have two guys that can get open and get separation. I'm not seeing a bunch of deep plays, but I'm seeing a lot of dinking and dunking and yards. You're going to have a lot of yak yards. Just a lot of that kind of stuff in the offense. I hope that they're able to sustain drives better. That was an issue last year with Ryan Grubb's offense. There was too many 3-and-outs. All he wanted to ever do was throw the damn ball. So sustained drives will help out. And I think this defense, man, Mike McDonald, everyone already knows he's one of the best defensive minds in the league. You saw what he did with the Ravens. And he got that Seahawks offense like humming last year, the second half of the year. But with addition by subtraction, you lose a Metcalf, you gain a Cup. You lose another guy, you gain somebody else. The defense, I think Byron Murphy is going to be a little bit better. Love the secondary. So I think they'll be right where they were this time last year, or not this time last year, but the end of last year, with about 10 wins. And hopefully that's enough to make the playoffs. I'm not sure it is. I got a lot of teams getting that 10 or 11 win range. So it might be another 10-win team that doesn't make the playoffs. But I think that if they win 10 games this year, and next year they'll be a lot better and in a better position to get more wins and like rival for the division and stuff like that. So I got him at 10.
All right, Nestor.
I got them at 6 wins. I'm just kidding. I'm playing. I got them at 10-7. I'm playing. I got them at 10-7. As a matter of fact, week 1, I got them beating the Niners. How many times do we see teams with big egos coming in like, oh, we got a good team, and they just lose to a team that I feel has made some great moves in the offseason. Great coaching. I don't know much about the new OC, Clint Kubiak from Colorado, but I think they have great coaching. And then I've always liked JSN. I think they got, now with Cooper Kupp, a lot of ways to just make good plays. Like Malin said, maybe not deep plays, but they can, advance the ball. And I think they're gonna 10-7 is good. This is gonna be the season that I feel like they were going to have maybe 2 seasons ago. So I see them going in the right direction. And I'm saying it's gonna start with that week 1 win.
What was your win total again?
10.
Okay. I am right with you guys at 10-7 as well. I know that any season Jamal Adams is not a Seattle Seahawk is a good season in Malin's book. And when Jamal Adams got to be like Pete Carroll's long lost son or something, because I don't know why else he would have such a sweet spot for him at this point in his career. But whatever, good for him, good for them. Yeah, I think that the Seahawks have a pretty.
He wears more wristbands than he does games played over the last few years.
I think the Seahawks have a favorable schedule. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but like they've got a good bye, kind of right in the middle of the season. No international games. They've got a good amount of East Coast games to go to, which is not that fun. But outside of that, I think they've got a pretty favorable schedule. So yeah, I say they have a kind of similar year than they did last year. I mean, if you're upgrading at quarterback, I would like to think that they can finish as they did last year, if not better. So 10 wins in my book for Seattle. Okay, let's hit the Cardinals. G-Money.
So I have the Cardinals going 7-10, because they're just not that good. And quite frankly, Kyler Murray is just a mobile Jameis Winston.
Jesus.
That's it.
Damn.
Okay. Convince me that I'm wrong. He's not thrown more than 28 touchdowns this season. He's not thrown for 4,000 yards at all. And there are times, in the fourth quarter where he'll make those throws that Jameis Winston makes, and you go like, how the hell did he do that? And then he throws, and he gets picked up, and his wide receiver is like 10 yards away, and you're like, how the fuck did he do that? Yeah, I mean, he's not. He is who he is, or as Mr. Green used to say, he is who we knew he is. I just, they got rid of their head coach 2 years ago and their GM because they thought they couldn't build a team around him. But he's had players around him. He's had good defenses. He's had good offensive players. And still, he's just not that. He's just mediocre. And you're paying him a shitload of money to be mediocre. 7-10 is the best they can do.
Strong words from G-Money. June.
Yeah, I'm right with G, man. I got them 8-9, just one extra game. I think they'll sneak and get a late season win that they didn't deserve. I was looking at the last of their schedule. And you go from November 30th to January 4th, and they play the Bucks, the Rams, the Texans, the Falcons, the Bengals, and the Rams again. Tough way to close out the season because you're playing either teams that made the playoffs last year or teams that was one game away from making the playoffs or winning or winning their division. And that's tough to close the season out for a team, like G Money said, that just isn't that good. And the simple fact that Kyler Murray has a lot to prove. That kid, and here's the deal with Kyler Murray. I don't know what naked pictures he has of the owner or GM's wife to be able to stick around. But if this team has another losing season, they have to really consider giving up on this guy. I mean, a trade via just straight up cutting the dude, something. There's no good that's going to come if he doesn't have a winning season and they don't make the playoffs. There's no need to keep Kyler Murray on this team. He is the problem. Kyler Murray is your problem. It's not the rest of your team. It's Kyler Murray. Okay? That's the problem with the Arizona Cardinals. It's one person. Because, hell, Josh Dobbs came in and he looked like and ran that offense just as good as Kyler Murray did. And you know, I know that he's like a physicist or whatever he is, and so he's smart. But damn it, man, this cat
Who's a
is
physicist?
the problem. Ain't Josh Dobbs like a physicist?
He's a
or something like
rocket
that?
scientist.
He's like smart
He
as
is.
hell.
He's
Ain't
very
he?
smart.
A rocket
He is.
scientist.
He
Yeah,
was
there you go.
working for NASA.
Josh Dobbs. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you were saying Kyler Murray. I was like,
Yeah, but that's the thing. Oh no, hell no, no. So if I'm the
seventh
Cardinals,
prestige, not physicist.
yeah. Kyler Murray, the Cardinals need to really think about: is this our guy? And I think it hinges on this football season coming up.
Okay, 8 and 9 from June.
8-9 if you didn't. Yeah, 8.
Maitland.
What team we talking about? I'm sorry, I'm on the Discord chat, just laughing my ass off. What's happening right now?
Oh no. Oh
What's
no.
happening on Discord?
Oh, what team we talking about?
We're talking about the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
I'm sorry. Apparently, somebody that was giving June some shit earlier thinks that, and I quote, "Once I get my scouting job with them, I promise I will bring at least one ring to the Bay." So that's what somebody just said.
we will get there. We will get there.
Again, okay. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Cardinals. Woo. Okay. All right. I'm gonna close my phone. Talk about the Cardinals for a second. I got 7 wins for the Cardinals. Why do I have 7 wins? I don't know, man. Because maybe a Cardinal represents like a dead person visiting you in the afterlife, and so that's all the Cardinals are ever going to be. Dead person visiting us from the afterlife. They're just always going to have one foot in the grave, and they're never going to win anything. Kyler Murray, really, that's your guy. The Call of Duty jokes aside are old. You can't really talk about it anymore. But you know what, G Money, you're actually wrong about the comparison with him and Jameis Winston, because Jameis Winston has thrown for 30 touchdowns, and he's actually thrown 5,000 yards.
He's thrown for twice for 4,000 and once for 5,000. But he's like a mobile James Winston, right?
Oh.
I mean, James Winston wasn't super mobile, so he rushes for more yardage. But as far as that guy that's going to take you to the playoffs, that's going to win a championship, you don't trust Jameis Winston to do that. And as we've seen last year with Jameis Winston, he had those moments where you're like, where the hell was this guy? Or this guy reminds me of when he was at Florida State. But Kyler Murray does the same type of thing.
But the big difference between the two is that Jameis Winston can throw 5 interceptions, and he still believes that he's going to bring this team back and win the ball game. Like, he has this unparalleled belief in himself, eating crab legs, chewing up W's, like all that mess, man. He's the most positive person
in his
I've
mind,
ever heard.
He threw 5 touchdowns.
Yeah. And Kyler Murray, he throws 1 pick in the first quarter. Look at his body language on the sideline. Like, he just slumped down, whoa. Like, he's fucking Eeyore out there. So, I mean, if I would have thought that there'd been a quarterback painting their nails right now, I thought it would have been Kyler Murray just painting them black and getting into his goth era. But I guess he's got enough Call of Duty in his life. He can find a little bit of happiness, but he's not going to find a lot of happiness being the Cardinal QB1. So 7 games.
Nestor.
Bruh.
I think I got them at 7 wins as well. I think 7 wins is actually impressive for the Cardinals. Last season, didn't they win 8? I thought there were bits there that they won a lot of games that they shouldn't have. That you wouldn't see the Cardinals win. I think this season will be the same thing. The only thing is, his schedule's a little bit tougher, I think. So I got them at 7-10. Kyler Murray's not a great QB, but he does have his moments at times, and I did see that last season. So I forget the wide receiver's name, the rookie.
Harrison Jr.
Yes, I think he is great. I think we're going to see more great things from him. But yeah, 7-10 for me.
You guys are being really hard on our pal, Kyler Murray, right now. So I guess I have to be the one to defend him.
Who's the Arizona fan in the group?
Oh, Frank.
Frank?
Which he will be on the
Frank,
show
yeah.
sometime soon, unlike Rio, apparently. Yeah, I think I've got him winning 9 games. Let me put that out there first.
Oh.
The first half of their season, they've got a lot of winnable games in here. New Orleans, Carolina, Tennessee, Indianapolis.
Multiple games too.
I've got them winning all those games.
I think Cam Ward about to ball out and whoop Kyler Murray's ass.
Now that would be entertaining. I'm not gonna lie.
A lot of winnable games mean that those are games that the Cardinals will lose. That's winnable inning comes the Cardinals.
Second half of their season is a bit tougher, but I think they're going to win 9 games, and I'm just putting a bit of faith into Kyler Murray specifically. Doesn't really matter to me whether they win 9 or 2 because I don't really care at the end of the day. But I'm just going to give the Cardinals a bit more respect to that. All right, let's move on. Let's finally get to the 49ers. Now listen, we go in the order that the division finished in. So we had to get all the way down to San Francisco in order to predict them.
Finished in 4th place last year.
Yes. I don't know if everyone's aware of that or not. Now, Rio woke up this morning feeling real dangerous because he was picking a fight with our very own June here, which I only saw the first 2 messages first, and then I was doing something, and then I completely forgot about it until later on when I was about to say something, and then I was like, what is this thread?
What is happening? I didn't even know it was our thread. What is going on?
I was like, good Lord, man.
I did invite him to come on. Granted, it was late. It was literally just now. So, yes. Hold on. Someone is in our chat.
Was it him?
I don't think so. Big Bricks 84. Arizona going 8-9. They only really show up to play San Francisco. Bold prediction. Sorry. Sidetrack. Big Bricks 84 is saying bold prediction time. 49ers going 15-2 this season. They sweep the Seahawks, sweep the Rams, and split with the Cardinals. Damn. Only other loss to Texans. Maybe this is real. He just has a different username on YouTube.
That's definitely him. That's definitely fucking real. God damn, dude. What the fuck? This motherfucker high as hell.
We'll let June go first. What are you the 49ers doing this season?
7-10, man. And the reason why they're going 7-10 is because they just didn't, as I was trying to eloquently
Sorry,
explain
Big
to
Bricks is
Rio
new.
in
This is
the
not
Discord.
Rio. This is somebody else. Shout out to Big Bricks.
Okay. Hi, Big Bricks. As I was trying to eloquently explain it to Rio in the Discord, they didn't replace the amount of players that they lost. Okay? Yes. He did say, yes, they lost Greenlaw. He did say they lost Greenlaw. That was a big loss. Yes, Greenlaw is a big loss. Like, I wanted him to sign with the Cowboys. I don't know what Jerry was doing, you idiot. Jerry? What are you doing, fool? But the simple fact of the matter is that you lose Deebo Samuel. Okay? You lost, and you're not going to have Brandon Ayuk for the first, probably, 8 games of the season? Do you think? 8 to 9 games, right? Because It was an Achilles tear, so that's 9 months. So he's going to be out for a while. And now I'm hearing that Jennings may not start camp. So you have Kerry Kittle. Oh, by the way, your best running back, the best running back in the NFL, has arthritis in his, is it ankle or knee? I can't remember. I think it might be both. In his
These
knee,
are both
right?
knees.
The fuck?
Yeah. Yes. So he is a walking injury. He's a walking injury. So, and then didn't they lose his backup running back in free agency too?
Yeah,
And then you
Mason's
lost.
with Minnesota now.
Yeah, and then you lose both corners. So there's a lot of loss with San Francisco. And I thought they was going to do good by signing a bunch of guys back, but they just didn't. Because I think they had to sign, because they signed IU, then they had to sign Brock Purdy, and then they gave Jennings a max contract for a third, your third receiver. I just don't see this team competing. I think they'll be competitive because I think their defense will still be decent. But I don't see them competing as some people think they will this year. I think you need to save that probably for either next year or the year after next, where they'll probably be back on top of that division. Once the Rams lose Stafford, then you may see San Francisco start to get back on top of that division. But right now, I don't see them as a team that can really compete with other teams in that division because of the loss that they took this season. And we still got a lot of unknowns about all of their players. There's a lot of unknown about these guys and what's coming up. Because you got Kittle, and you're going to have to rely on Kittle to catch 100. Kittle's going to have to catch 120 balls this season, which he's very capable of doing. But I don't think that's going to win you many ball games. So 7-10.
Okay. Let's go back up to G Money.
So, as I prefaced this when we started this division, since it was the last division in the NFC that we picked, I had to go through with the games that I had certain teams winning. And so this sounds really bad. I have the Niners going 12-5. People are like, what? How the hell can you have the Niners going 12-5? Well, one of them is based on them being healthy. But so let's look. The first 4 games: Seattle, New Orleans, Arizona, Jacksonville. That's 3-1. That is 3-1. The Rams, Tampa Bay, and Atlanta. I look at that and I'm like, okay, we're not quite sure who Atlanta is. Tampa's taken a step backwards. And even though I have the Rams, I have the 49ers like splitting with the West. Because usually that's what we do. We either split with teams or really bad teams we'll take 2 from, like Arizona, which really is a bad team. But you play the Giants. You know, you play Carolina, you play Tennessee, you play Indianapolis, you play Chicago, which will be improved, but will they be better? Now, yes, this is definitely based on they stay healthy. And we know that going into at least game 1, they're not going to have everybody. My guess is with CMC, they can't utilize him like he's the number 1 running back and wide receiver, because he'll break down. By week 7, he'll be injured. It's just that simple. He will be injured if you utilize him like that. But we forget that they had lost a lot of their running backs last year. And I think is it Garrido, I think. He was like their 3rd string or 4th string running back. He did quite well. So we're looking at their O-line being good. Trent Williams somehow beating old man time and still playing at a high level. and I think the defense will be better. I really do. Even though they lost Greenwell and everything, I think they will be better. And unfortunately, like I said, this being the last division, if the East had been the last division, hell, I could have the Cowboys at 12-5. It's just that when you start looking at it, and then you go back and go, oh, I had them winning this game, I had them winning this game, I had them losing that game. All of a sudden, you're like, oh, hell, I've got them like, they've already got 8 wins. If I was just looking at this and we weren't going through everything, and I wasn't looking back at the games I picked them to win against other teams, realistically, they'll win 8 games, because I don't think Trent Williams is 37. I don't know how much mileage he has left on him, and I don't know if he can play at the high level he's been playing at. CMC, we've all said that. The man's only played, I want to say, and I haven't looked this up, so any of you that can look it up can correct me, I think he's only played like 3 full seasons. Maybe 4, because I think the first 2 years in Carolina he played healthy, and I think the first 2 years with the Niners he played healthy. He played all the games. But you're looking at Ayuk coming back at some point, and you're hoping the defense is better than it was last year. Realistically, you can put them at 7 or 8 wins. But like I said, because I had looked back at the other games that I had teams winning or losing against the Niners, they come out 12-5.
All right, Malin. Oh, I'm sorry. Real quick, I do want to mention Big Bricks is saying Kyle needs to let Garendo and James take most of the runs and let CMC and Juice focus mostly on running routes from the backfield. Garendo, I'm probably not pronouncing his name correctly, is about to have a huge year. Salah will have this defense ready to go, even with all the rookies. Okay. Malin.
I mean, you got to rep your squad, right? So you got a 15 win shit. I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, we predicted last year, and we really did predict this last year. People can go back and look at the episodes where we said that the Niners could potentially finally hit that injury bug in key positions. Okay, key positions. There's some Niner fans that are like, oh, we've had lots of injuries and yada yada. Okay, well, your second stringer not being able to make it through practice doesn't count as a key injury. Okay. You lost CMC, Debo, Ayuk, even Trent Williams missed some time. People on defense missed time. All I ever hear Niner fans talk about is, well, Kittle just had a monster year, and Purdy had a monster year. Okay, well, that was your offense last year. And how many wins did you get off of Kittle having a monster year and Purdy having a monster year? Why? Because everybody else was hurt. And everybody's hurt right now. CMC, like we've already talked about, has arthritis on both knees. It's not going to get better. You want to know who you should talk to? Gurley from the Rams, who is currently 1 year younger than Derrick Henry right now, but hasn't played a snap in 5 years because he had arthritis in his knees. Okay, it doesn't get better once that shit starts to happen. Okay, I don't care who your second string running back is. I mean, last year Mason was pretty good, but he's not CMC. Ayuk is going to start the year on the PUP list. They came out today and said that they have no return table set. Like there's no date set on when he could possibly return right now. Ricky Purcell is hurt. Wasn't practicing to start camp. He's on the injured list. Even though Rio, who one day hopes to be a Niner scout, apparently, if Ricky's healthy, a Like he's like the next Jamar Chase, because this guy says his route running is elite, high point ability elite, ball tracking elite, and he's physically capable. Well, shit, go ahead and give him the next up. I mean, goddamn, why wasn't he a first round pick in the top 10 if everything was fucking elite?
Sleeper.
Yeah, well, no, I can't call him a sleeper because he said not in capital letters a sleeper at all is what Rio said. He said not a sleeper at all. But if you're counting on him, guess what? He's hurt too. Everybody's getting hurt, and like G Money said, Williams is 37 years old, man. Like at some point it slows down. Maybe it's not this year, maybe it's next year. But I just think that they're at the age where they've paid a lot of young guys money. Just like the Seahawks did when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, even though the Niners did it and they didn't win the Super Bowl. That's, whatever. But they got a lot of money invested in these people. But when you do that, you lose your depth. So when your starters start going down, the quality of play suffers dramatically. And there's no reason to believe that the Niners are going to necessarily be this healthy squad when they can't even get in the training camp healthy. So I have them at 8 wins. I think that's being kind of right down the middle, because if they're healthy, yeah, they could win some more. If they're not healthy, they could lose some more. But this, I mean, I'm sorry. I know you're new. What's his name? I apologize. 15 wins. That's wild.
Now, I will say, he has come back down to earth here, and he's saying, bold predictions aside, realistically, I see us going 12-5, maybe first in the division, maybe a wild card spot.
Okay. 12 wins. I still think that's a little high.
Taking the over.
But, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you hit that, I mean, go to Vegas, man. Go to Vegas before Southwest starts making you pay for your seat.
Yeah.
Because that's happening January 27th, just in time for the Super Bowl. But yeah, so 8 wins. It's not trying to be a hater, man. You're just looking at the cards that are dealt to you. You got a lot of people getting paid. You don't have as much depth. You already got people hurt. You're trying to excuse CMC with knee injuries and arthritis. And you have one of the biggest choke jobs at head coach or offensive coordinator in NFL history. That looks like he's about to die. Like, he looks like the Crypt Keeper right now. To someone like Sean McVay, that's been a head coach for like just as long, looking young as shit and spry. Why? Because he won a Super Bowl. I don't know, man. But Shanahan's worrying me a little bit. I don't know if you guys have seen, and he's giving me some Irsay vibes. I'm not gonna lie, he's giving me some Irsay vibes. He's worrying me a little bit.
Also, shout out to Steve Haller in the chat. He is saying Seattle beats them game 1, Arizona beats them in game 3. Then he also said it's never good when most pundits start out talking about if they stay healthy.
Yeah, that's tough.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Bravo.
Nestor, how many games San Francisco winning?
I think. Well, I got them at 11-6. Reason being, I already did a lot of the schedule predictions, so that's kind of like where I ended up at before I kind of got to the team. The thing is, if you look at their schedule, just like G Money said, look at their schedule from week 12. You got Panthers, Browns, Titans, Colts. Like you couldn't have a better 4 or 5 weeks. Like that's insane.
Watch him go.
I watched them lose like 3 of those games. No, but there's just like June said, there's a lot of unknowns with this team, and sometimes just being in the middle of the road is kind of a really bad thing because you're not really building up to anything, but you're kind of like, there could be a harsh drop. Just, I hate to bring them up, but it's just kind of like how I feel being a Miami fan right now. I don't like that area, and usually it's a sign of something bad to come. At 11-6, I'd say I'm being a little generous. Ricky Pearsall, really?
Oh, don't
That's
start
a
with
statement in its own.
Oh
but
God,
we'll see.
we got to know his name. If you don't know ball, if you don't know his name.
No, should we remind you, as Rio said, he did take the gun and beat the dude's ass who shot him. This is
No, he didn't. That's not what happened. They were in a scrum and he got shot, and then the gun got twisted and shot the other guy. Like, he makes it sound like he got shot in the chest, did some Van Damme or Ricky and whoop his ass and took the gun and shot him as he was trying to run away. That's not what happened. They were both like on the ground scrumming for the gun, and it went off twice. And he got hit in the chest. God, it missed all the major arteries. The other guy got shot in the arm. Let's not make this guy out to be Van Damme or nothing here. Like, come on, man.
Rio was there. He was there. He saw it.
Jeez Christ, beat the dude's ass and then shot him with it. That's not what happened.
That was a Jackie Chan move. He freaking took the gun, fucking popped the magazine out, one round still in the chamber, shot him with it, and then, while he was bleeding out of his chest, put compression on his chest to stop the bleeding, stood over him and said, "Bitch, don't do that again."
Want to know why he was able to do it? Because he learned it from the movie Rush Hour with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan swapping the gun back and forth. Yep.
And he was also saving a child at the same time with his other hand.
Saving a child. He was climbing a ladder, getting a cat too. Some old ladies.
Big Brick says injuries can take any team down. This is football. Player health is critical to all teams. That's well said. We got a lot of good energy in the chat right now.
That's true.
Shout out to Big Brick and Steve.
Yes.
I have got them winning 9 games this year. I'm kind of right in between all you guys here. Mainly because they do have that stretch, like Nestor was just saying, where it's like Carolina, Cleveland. I mean, quarterback-wise, we got Bryce Young, Cleveland, whatever Fortnite skin they've got at Cleveland. Cam Ward, Tennessee. Maybe another Fortnite skin in Indianapolis. Who knows who's going to be playing at that point. Yeah, I feel like they've got New Orleans early on in the year. Like, they can rack up some easy wins here. And I think they can get out to 9 wins. I don't think it's going to be enough to win the division at all, but better than they were last year for sure.
So, real quick question, I just gotta, because we're all talking about it. If they get 7, 8, 9 wins, is it because we think they're talented, or is it because we think they have the easiest schedule in football? Which I think they have the second easiest schedule in football. And so if you rack up 9 wins with the easiest and second easiest schedule in football, like, are we saying they're a good team, or are we just saying they're lucky because they got hurt last year and get an easier schedule this year? Which sounds weird, because anytime you talk about that in the NFL, like, I kind of hate to say it because it's still NFL.
Right.
In any given Sunday. Like when Nestor was ripping off those 4 teams, I was like, well, shit, man, they could lose 2 of those.
Exactly.
I feel like their window, if I need to be the bad guy to say it, I think their window's closed. I don't think.
No, I don't know if they. I mean, if they stay healthy, when they get everybody back and they go into playoffs, I think they get past the wild card round, but they don't go further than that. And yeah, the window does close. Why? Because they haven't spent money wisely. I mean, so when they signed Debo, remember? And then Ayuk next season, I was like, you don't need to sign Ayuk. Let him walk or trade him. You don't need to do that. But no, they signed him to that big deal. And then Jennings this year, it's like, what are you doing? What makes you think? Because this was your third receiver. He wasn't your second, or your 1B. He was your third receiver. Let him walk. Let him walk and use one of your rookies. It just makes no sense to me how teams will sign players that you look at and you go, you just screwed yourself. I mean, if I can say anything about the Seahawks this time, is that they signed Geno to a team-friendly contract so they could get out of it real quick without it costing them anything. And they didn't sign DK. They traded him. He had one season left, and they weren't going to give him $30+ million a year. They realized that you can't tie up that much money in a wide receiver. Something that the Cincinnati Bengals definitely need to learn, because 1/3 of their salary cap is tied up in 2 receivers and a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so yeah, that's wait till we get to them. Wait till we get to them. But
go ahead, Jim.
Let me say one thing about. I think that the whole thing with Ayuk and Debo, and you sign Debo just to trade him the next year, which makes absolute 0 sense.
Yep.
And now you don't have Ayuk. Once Ayuk got hurt, my priority would have been, you know what, Ayuk, we'll let you come back, but I got to keep Debo. And I got to put people around Debo. And I'm not worried about Ayuk anymore. Now you're in a situation where you're going to start off this season with your 4th receiver. Because we don't know about Jennings starting the first game. So you're going to start the season with your 4th receiver, a running back that has arthritis of the knees, your tight end, which is going to be your best player, and it's just going to be a mess for the 49ers to start the season. So that's why I could not give them more wins than I did, because they just got too. If they start off the season with all these guys healthy, I could see giving them 11 wins. But without them being healthy, it's too many unknowns for this team. And I don't care what anybody say. You talk about that stretch. Remember, they lost to the Cleveland Browns last year.
Yep.
Remember that? Remember they got their ass beat by the Cleveland Browns, just bodied them? Cleveland Browns didn't lose anybody on defense. They still got that same defense. So, but the 49ers damn sure lost somebody on offense.
The reason why I say their window is closed, because everybody, whenever a team goes to the Super Bowl and loses, everyone always thinks, oh, we're going to get back. Oh, we're going to run it back. We're going to do all this stuff. I mean, hey, we still been waiting on the Bengals, right? Bengals pay a ton of money with QBs and wide receivers right now. How they looking? Anyone thinking they win in 12, 13 games? I think that, and I'm not saying that Purdy's never going to get back to a Super Bowl, because if he becomes a bona fide star in the league, hell, anything could happen. But it took Tom Brady like 3 or 4 years to get back to a Super Bowl and then lose it after he lost his last one. The Niners hadn't even won one lately. So, I mean, it took Brady 10 years to win one after he won his last one. Like, the window closes and can reopen, but to me, the Purdy, CMC, Bosa, and Fred Warner, like that core, I think that window is done. A couple of them might come back. I left out Kittle on purpose because I don't think he could possibly be there if they ever came back and went to a Super Bowl. I just don't see it happening. I think other teams got better.
Yeah.
In the chat here, Steve is saying, can it be both? But it is the easiest schedule I've seen in 20 years. Bricks is saying Debo was slowing down and a mutual trade took place. BA's contract was a mistake, too much guaranteed. JJ is clutch and a low-key leader in the locker room. We need to keep JJ. The Browns' loss was terrible last year. I ain't going to argue that one. Which, by the way, I just looked at the score. The score was 19-17. It wasn't like a complete bop.
But still, it was the.
But it
come
was
on,
an
dog,
embarrassing loss. Yeah.
If the Browns beat
Yeah, it was.
And
I mean,
let's not forget.
Who was the
we
quarterback
lost.
at that time for the Browns?
It was.
Let's. God knows. Let's not forget we lost 4 close games due to our kicker Moody. Those 4 games, if we won, changed the record dramatically. Moody is going to be gone before the end of camp.
Don't blame the kicker.
Blame the kicker.
What? What's his name?
Laces out. Laces out.
The old Baltimore.
Oh, the one that's got
quarterback.
You know what?
If we don't
Joe
get Brady,
Flacco. Joe Flacco.
Our kicker's back.
Flacco was the quarterback. The kicker's terrible.
So we are supposed to take our halftime now, but I feel like with the momentum we have as in people watching right now, it would be stupid of us to go 10 minutes of not doing anything.
But I do have to drop.
Okay.
I do have to drop. Sorry.
That is
only because I gotta get up so early. Yeah, I gotta get up so early in the morning. So thank you guys. I'm glad I got to jump on because
We appreciate you jumping on. We didn't think you would.
I ran from the train. I got out the train.
I tell you.
I did not run from the train because my wife was like, I don't give 2 shits about your stupid show.
Oh.
That's about right.
Anyway. I know what that is.
All right, June. If you want to pop off, we appreciate you.
Yeah. I'll see you guys next week.
Peace out, June.
On the Discord. Peace.
So
I gotta quickly make a bathroom call, so I'll be right back.
What I was about to say is Steve and Briggs are both saying we should take our break. I'm not gonna kick it to the full halftime, but if we all just want to take a few minutes just to refill, use the bathroom, whatever, just not the full 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yes, we'll be right back, folks.
I just took a second. Some bullshit.
Excuse me, sorry.
Sorry, sir.
There's a lot of elderly Ravens fans right here.
Yes, the Baltimore Colts marching band back when they used to have a marching band.
A lot of popcorn. Well, there goes our points.
There goes our points. Why are you so mad, man? He's so angry. Let's go into the exit.
Henry on the carry, pulled down by Levante David. 2nd and 11 at the 41.
Y'all lucked out with Brady. You lucked out with Brady. 3.
Last shit don't matter. Better get before
So you bet before 3?
Yeah, we 4-3, and we gonna win our division. Y'all will not. You're not even knowing what.
Atlanta way better than y'all.
You crazy.
Oh shit! Atlanta's way
Three NFL head coaches that I think are on the hot seat right now. Let's start off with DeMeco Ryans here. I know the Texans are missing some key guys on offense, but they still have CJ Stroud, and nowadays higher-ups want their young QBs to have success fast. DeMeco Ryans is a defensive-minded head coach. The higher-ups may not have much patience with him if the Texans fizzle out this second half of the season. Number two, Nick Sirianni. He should have been going at the end of last year for just keeping it real, but the Eagles are having some success right now. But if they have another disappointing end of the season, he is gone. Doug Peterson is toast. He should have been gone yesterday. Hot seat's an understatement. He shouldn't have a seat at all. I would be shocked if he makes it to the end of this season before getting fired. But let us know in the comments below, who are three head coaches you think are on the hot seat right now?
Stalled right around the 30. Darnold on the slant, off of Jefferson's hands. Darnold, time, plenty of it, end zone shot, and another! Darnold's hoping for a one-on-one somewhere. He's throwing to the end zone, and he's picked again!
And 10 after the scramble by Lance. And lofts it, and he's intercepted.
It's deflected towards Gibbs, and it's intercepted! Play action, Goff pressured and to move that ball, got hit, knocked out. It is free, and it's in the hands of the Texans. Montgomery to the 20. Goff shot from the end zone, intercepted.
In the discussion for sure. 3rd and 9. Ball's back, knocked out of his hands. Cowboy lineman, football follies, and maybe Philadelphia has it.
It's like the Bills in the 90s, man. People don't realize that the Bills and the Dolphins pretty much played every year.
All right, we are back. Second half of the show. That was a condensed break. Shout out to June for still coming through, even after
going to a football game. That's why.
Yeah, watching his Nationals win a game and then hopped on here and shout out.
I will say though, like G Money and I have come through while in Vegas. Okay, so there's a level of dialing.
There was a time when I came through at the restaurant, and there was a high likelihood that I wasn't going to survive coming back from Vegas with my wife.
That's true. All right.
So Bricks is asking, before we take our second half shot here, sorry, he's asking what teams we all follow.
Okay.
I will go first here. I am a New England Patriots fan. This is our year, by the way, coming back.
I am a Seattle Seahawks fan, and I feel that I'm objective because I didn't pick my team to win the division. I picked the same record as last year. Don't get after me. Okay.
I am a Dolphins fan, and we are definitely not winning the division this year.
Well said.
Yeah. And residing up here in the... Oh, yeah, Big Dumper just hit another one. There we go.
Yeah, he did. Finally got one.
Sorry about that, people. Residing up here in the PNW, I am indeed a Seattle Seahawks fan. And I did not pick them to win the division either, but I do think they'll make the playoffs.
Yes, Bricks, you did see, or do see, Seahawks paraphernalia on both of them. Your eyes do not deceive you. With that being said, we start each half of the show with the cheers. So, yes, if you've got something at home you also want to cheers us with, it can even be water, like Nestor there. So, cheers away.
Who was that was asking, by the way?
That is Big Bricks 84. Said he's got a beer.
I would like to say Big Bricks 84. If you go back, because we've had a lot of episodes here. I think we're at 246 now. there have been years where G Money and I have, predicted that the Niners would win the division. We have done it. We are, we go by numbers. Sometimes we're homers, and if anything, Jalen, not the Seahawks fan, has picked the Seahawks to have the most wild record over the last few years. When I think you picked us 2 years ago to have like 14 wins or something.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I did.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. But
unfortunately, I was like, this happens. If this happens and Jalen's correct, man, getting a bottle of Don Julio, maybe I'll bring a bottle of single malt with me, maybe some Johnny Walker Blue, but unfortunately, it did not happen.
Community comments.
Yes, let's get to some comments. We got a bunch to get to. So we're going to start off with who is winning the NFC West. Same question we posed on TikTok. And these are some of the answers that we got. So bear with me here.
Florida.
First person, Angel. He gave just like the order of the division. He said Rams, Cardinals, Niners, Seahawks.
Asshole.
I just don't see the Cardinals.
BBAACCC, whatever that is, Rams. Kappa Cap says, as a Niners fan, it's going to be a fight between the Rams and Niners like the last couple of years. Stafford's house.
Well, not last year. Not last year. Not last year.
He's, yeah.
I wouldn't much fight. Okay, continue. Sorry, I know we got to get through this.
Stafford's house. Well, I don't. You guys already know who he picked. Hunter the Great says card season, baby. Astrocat says the Rams look like the most complete team in that division at the moment. And then he got into an argument with somebody. Simone says Seahawks winning the West. Godfather 49 says 49ers. Funds Play says Seahawks. Daniel says LA Rams all day. Muhammad, as a Seahawks fan and a 12-man, I think it goes to the Arizona Cardinals. Muhammad is smoking crack. Elijah says Rams. Kevin, Niners have the easiest schedule, so Niners. Jose, Rams 11 or 12 wins. Cards 8 and 9. San Francisco 8 and 9. Seahawks 7 and 10. Milo says Niners. Aloof says Niners. Cal says Cards. Ryan says no, the Seahawks are fire. Pittsburgh Sports says Rams. BX Rams. Ed E-Dub says AZ Bird Gang all day. Sun G says Niners. Xavier says I have a lot of hope in the Rams. You Lackin says Cardinals. And then last but not least, Ty says Rams 13 and 4, Niners 10 and 7, Seahawks 10 and 7, Cards 8 and 9. Niners and Seahawks split, but tiebreaker to Niners for the stronger NFC record and get sixth seed. Commanders get bye, and Bucks get 2 seed to host Seattle. Lions host 49ers. Rams host Eagles.
Ooh, that was
whole breakdown.
Oh, I mean,
go get that parlay, man.
I mean, yeah, seriously, man.
Go get all them slips, man. You feel real strong about it.
Yeah, I mean,
blow by blow.
Well, I mean, hey, if Tampa hosted Seattle, man, you could go to a playoff game, the Seattle playoff game.
I would drag Jalen and Nestor with me.
That would be a great time.
That'd be a great time.
I would. Oh shit! I don't. Yeah, we've been to some Bucks games before. All right, that's without my Seahawks being there. The one thing that I will say about all that, Jalen, is that if you're a Rams fan, you have reason to believe you can win the division because you just won it. Really strong team. If you're a Niner fan, I wish they wouldn't use the schedule as much as the reason why they're going to win so many games. Like, have more confidence in your team. But I can see why there would be some who'd be like, yeah, Niner gang all day, which Niner gang is stupid. Seahawks.
Bang bang,
You've
baby.
you've been right there. Yeah, bang bang Niner game. Jesus Christ.
It just
Seahawks,
screams of
like, you've only had 2 losing seasons in damn near 20 years. So I could see the optimism there. Cardinals fans, though. I don't get it. I don't.
This is what happens when you spend all day for like 5 months outside in 110-degree weather. It fucking bakes your brain. Just fucking fries it to where you believe that that's a possibility. I mean, let's be honest. Last 6 years, they've only gone to the playoffs once. That's it.
All it's rosters, like, they're lucky the Niners were hurt, is all I'm saying. Like, they should have been 4th place last year. So, Cardinals fans, you guys crack me up. You guys are adorable.
Brick says 49ers do have an easier schedule than normal, but that's not why hopes are high. This has been the longest offseason we have had since Purdy took over. Everyone is well rested and mostly healthy. I don't like the Bang Bang Niner gang either. Just don't tell nobody. Steve is talking to G Money here. He says, "Old man, you're out of pocket."
Well, it might be talking to me too. I don't know.
I mean, Steve needs to back the fuck up.
No, I like the one guy though. He seems rational. I like it.
Yes. So, other video here. I was asking, since now we have predicted every division in the NFC, who the people at home think is going to win the NFC. So we will, of course, reserve our picks for like the week before the season starts, or whenever we do that. But so here is what TikTok said. Frank, shout out to Frank, says the key for Detroit will be their depth on defense. Offensively, I'm not worried. Arizona is a sleeper, but obviously not Super Bowl bound if they remain healthy. Detroit. June says the Rams. Kurt says the Lions. Walt says the Redskins. Walt. KC says I'm hoping the Bucks and up. I'm hoping the Bucks and up having a good year. I'm gonna go Lions and Bucks. Rams could, in theory, have a good year, but I don't see it happening yet. Well, KC, we asked for one team, and it gave us several. Corbin says...
for you.
Corbin says... KC is presumably a woman, by the way. Corbin, Falcons, Duke, Packers, UC Supreme, Eagles. Y says Giants for the wild card round. Fuck, okay. Dom says Eagles or Rams. Dad Ryan says Commanders. Mikey, Panthers, trust. Dennis says Lions. Texas Mike says really hoping it's the Lions. Bill, Bucks. Shitty Thursday night football game says Lions lost both coordinators, a handful of other coaches. Their 2 best interior offensive linemen, one being an all-pro caliber player. Their top 2 defensive linemen are returning from injury. Lions taking a step back this year. Rams versus Eagles, NFC Championship. Okay. I'ma fuck with you says Niners. Michael says Eagles. Ian says injuries are going to be the biggest weakness for Detroit. If the players can play well like we know they can, the new coordinators will be fine. Jason says the Lions, we will struggle early, but the tough schedule will help us work out the kinks on both sides of the ball. Interesting. Body of Work says I don't see the Rams being that good. I think the Super Bowl will be Lions versus Ravens. Justin says Lions. Skiko says Lions suck, Bears or Commanders. Mo for show says Rams and Lions are going to be good. Eagles are just deeper and tougher. Go Birds. Last but not least, Nasty Nick says Lions will bust. Okay.
I feel like there's a little too much Lions love, man.
There's a lot of Detroit in there.
Shit. That's a lot of.
And let's go to our chat here. Steve says there's no accounting for an old man casual fan that doesn't know anything about the Cards or what they've been building over the last 3 off seasons. By the way, the Cards.
They've been building a fucking outhouse, Steve. They've been building a fucking outhouse. They shit all over everything. That's what they've been building.
Steve was a Niner fan.
By the way, the Cards have had the 5th toughest schedule last season and now have had the 5th easiest. So
still garbage.
And then Brick says, unfortunately, I will say the Eagles probably going to win the NFC. Ravens win the AFC. Eagles get knocked out in the 2nd round, though. Wait, what?
Ooh.
What?
How could
knocked out?
How do they win the NFC and they get knocked out?
Yeah.
Does he mean that they lose the Super Bowl? Is that what he's saying?
Damn. They have the
Brooks,
best record in the.
Explain yourself on that one. Then Steve said, Steve is saying, dude, you're going to die of cognitive dissonance after the Cards shock you.
Cards ain't shocking nobody, man. All you do is just waste people's time, man.
Steve, you got to check yourself into a dementia unit when the Cards go like 6-10, 6-11, because you swear to God they're actually 11-6.
He's really looking for that Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr. combo to work out. But
okay. Brooks meant to say the Eagles win their division but get knocked out in the 2nd round.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean, I can see that. I mean, yeah, he doesn't know. Probably whoever knocks the Eagles out.
Probably the Rams. God damn it.
He's saying 49ers.
Oh, 49ers. Okay.
Oh, Niners.
Hey, Brits.
Oh, okay. Well, you know.
Hey, you know.
All right.
And but you know what? Briggs just sounded like that guy that stands by his woman that cheated on him a couple times, and it's like, nah, man. Oh, man. Don't do it.
Are you talking about Travis Hunter?
Listen, I was gonna make him my what's up with that a few weeks ago, and I shied away from it. So
if we're all being serious, Travis Hunter's got a face that looks like he's gonna get cheated on his whole life, man. Like, let's not. That man. Look.
Speaking of what's up with that,
only his mom can really truly love him. All right, give the man some grace. I hope that woman don't steal all his money.
Oh, she's going to. You know that.
Hey, by not getting the prenup. Made a mistake without the prenup.
No prenup.
He needs to put everything under his mom's name.
There you go.
Not going to do that either.
Brooks is saying, I got a faithful wife and faithful to my team. God bless you, Brooks. That's all you can ask for.
There you are.
All right, let's get
it.
to what's up with that. So, for folks at home, this
Not
is
a man on this show that ain't been divorced yet, so good on you, man.
Now that June has left, we can say that. Yes, so
we can.
This is the segment where we each pick one thing in the world of sports from this past week that has upset us, has made us negatively emotional in some shape, way, or form. So, would anybody like to volunteer to go first? Speak their truth.
Okay. I am indeed.
Cracking his knuckles.
So, fucking Skeletor and Johnny and Jimmy fucking douchebag. By that I mean Adam Silver and John Doolin, owner of the fucking New York Knicks. So, a year ago, NBA came on and said, once we've got this new TV deal, we'll start seriously discussing about expansion. Didn't hear anything. Then this week, fucking Skeletor comes out and says, we're going to start thinking about expansion. We're going to discuss it. But fucking Jimmy Douchebag, who's been talking to other owners saying, hey, we don't really want to do this because it's going to dilute talent. We really don't know how they're going to stock these teams. And oh, by the way, we're going to lose TV revenue for all of us. Fuck you. Fuck you, Johnny goddamn douchebag. The person that wants to put goddamn Face ID in your stadium so it stops people who don't like you from entering. Fucking douchebag. I hope you fucking die. And Skeletor? The fuck is that? Oh, so you don't think Seattle and Vegas deserve a team? You think you're going to wait for like 5 or 6 years till I'm fucking dead? Fuck you, you goddamn Skeletor motherfucker.
Steve is saying that Skeletor had muscles.
Well, if Adam Silver had muscles, but he looks like Skeletor. Look at his head. His face looks like fucking Skeletor.
Also, Steve has been married for 28 strong years. You add that in there.
That's bad, so. Yeah, okay, so I will say that I do agree with G Money on this over the fact that NBA needs to bring the Sonics back. It needs to happen. Quit flirting with it. Quit saying it's, after the NBA deal. Now it's this, now it's that. Dolan, shut the fuck up. You're going to get your money anyways when the teams have to pay the goddamn billions of dollars to get a team into the NBA, so that's not going to be the problem. You goddamn degenerate that can't get anything right in New York ever since you fucking owned the team. The Cadaver Silver, I mean, come on, man, just do something. Come on, like they have cities out here like getting themselves NBA ready, and you're just playing with their emotions. So if somebody doesn't have a mom that loves them and maybe had a wife that left them and owns a sniper rifle and wants to find Adam Silver, like, go for it. But my what's up with that? It's going to be a fun one, Jalen. You ready for this?
Damn it, I know where he's going.
Oh, the WNBA All-Star. This was a treat. Because the WNBA thought to themselves, they're like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put the All-Star game in Indiana. It's Caitlin Clark's there. She's going to be a part of the three-point contest. She's going to be in the All-Star game. We're going to make a lot of money. It's going to be awesome. What really happened, because this league doesn't know how to protect their cash cow, has gotten Caitlin Clark just beat the shit this year. She got another groin injury, and so she didn't participate in the three-point contest. Didn't play in the All-Star game. And what happened? Oh, did everybody wear T-shirts that say "Pay us what they owe us"? So what the T-shirt should have said is, "Please let us know what we owe the NBA." Because the NBA they were at a $40 million deficit last year, and the NBA subsidized over $15 million of it. In 28 years, they've never been profitable. 28 years. Some of the things that they've asked for, that they've gotten, are charter flights, okay? Better hotels, better travel, better facilities, all this stuff the WNBA does, right? Well, that's still expenditures. They're still not getting the revenue that they need. Now, this might be the first year that the WNBA is actually profitable, and it's not because the WNBA is smart, because they're still trying to beat up their money, their breadwinner there. But they're asking, pay us what you owe us. Well, like, what do we owe you when you've never been profitable thus far? Now, do I think that WNBA players on average should be making about $77,000 to $80,000 a year? No, I think they need to figure that out. But You've never had the opportunity to figure it out because you've been operating in the red for 28 years. What other business? Would there ever be a men's sports league that ran in the red for 28 years that would still be around in America? I mean, we get rid of football leagues after 1 or 2 years if they're in the red. I just, like, yes, they need to get paid more money, but they need to be realistic and reasonable and not, like, stop with the 50% revenue talk. Like, you need to get paid what the NBA players are getting paid. They have an opportunity to seize the market and the audience and grow a sustainable league that can stick around for a very long time, be very profitable. Everybody makes money. But they could also kill it to where the WNBA isn't around in a few years. If they fuck around with a strike. If they strike, I mean, come on, man. Like, hockey barely made it through a strike. Baseball, it took them 4 to 5 years to come back from a strike back in the mid-90s. The WNBA isn't equipped to withstand a strike of the magnitude of what these women are talking about. Yes, they should be paid more if the revenue is more. If they are in the black, pay these women more money. But you're not going to get Steph Curry money. You're not going to get 50% of the revenue. Play it smart. Leave something for future generation of women ballers to come up after and build this league even stronger than what it is. 28 years in the red? Come on, man. Like, be smarter than what we're being right now. This is exactly what I hoped it wasn't going to start translating, because I think we're going to have a strike. They were going to have a strike.
Me too.
You're going to have some of the best players the WNBA ever had, young stars in their first or second, third year in the league, and some of the greats on the tail end of their career losing valuable time playing the game, making it better because we're going to have a strike over this. It sucks. I hope they figure it out. I think it's on the league and the players. They both need to do it, but I'm just saying, like, come on, man. Like, you need to grow the game. Don't take shots and hurt the game.
Okay, let me do a follow up on that. So the WNBA is the only professional league that has not released its financials ever. Also, it's run by the NBA. So the breakdown is like this. So the money that WNBA gets, 41% goes to the WNBA, 41% goes to the NBA. That leaves how much? We'll do the math. 41 is 82. That leaves 18%. You know where that 18% goes? Anybody. Individual investors. Doesn't go to the players. It goes to individual investors. So since the WNBA has not released its financials to the public, like the NBA does, the NFL does, and Major League Baseball, you can actually find that information. And you can read the thousands of pages of fucking minutia that's out there. You don't really know if they're making money or not. I will say this, that the average salary, and there's only 13 teams, is $119,000 for a WNBA player. That's the average. The high is $250,000. The low, I think, for a rookie is $70,000. I want to say $76,000. So someone from the WNBA has to explain to me how they're losing money, especially when you signed a $2.2 billion TV contract. And when you take that into consideration, the players' salaries have actually dropped by 2%. And as far as charter flights go,
they just signed it.
Back up. Hear me out. The owner of the New York Liberty said this, that this year in one home game, he made $2 million. $2 million. Now you tell me, if you look at their salaries and you translate that over, what, 40 games? Does that pay for like a third of the salaries for that period of time? And here's the other thing. When we talk about charter flights, right? That same owner 2 years ago was willing, mind you, to pay $25 million for charter flights for every WNBA team. WNBA said, not only said, hell no, they fined him $500,000. The fuck is up with that? And as far as the charter flights go, they raised $75 million last year from individual investors to pay for that. They're not even taking any money that they're taking in. And we don't know how much money they're making. We have no clue how much money they are truly making because they don't release their financials. And I'm sure someone who has more knowledge than I do as far as corporate taxes go and how you can move money around and make it look like you're making a loss, but you're really making a profit. Yeah. They could better explain to us how you can basically project that you're making a loss when you're really making a profit if you're not releasing your financials. So I find it a little disingenuous on the WNBA part to say that, hey, we're losing money, we've always lost money. I'm like, okay, I can see you losing money in the beginning, but here's the other thing. If they're losing money and they're continually losing money, why did the two new teams that came into the league pay $125 million? And why do the next teams that are coming in the league are paying $250 million? Why would you? Why would you buy it? Because you're losing money. Why would you pay for a franchise? Why would you pay $250 million if you're losing money? What sense?
They understand where the league is going, and they just signed the $2.2 billion TV agreement, which is going to be paid out over time. That's revenue coming in the league that's never been there before.
But that's going to be over 18 teams now, and spread that out over 10 years. Are you still making money, or are you losing money?
More money coming into the league
Are you making money? So what you're telling me now is the league is making money. So if the league is making money, then they're not losing money. So then, if they're making, so if the league is making, money, then. So if the league is making,
what I said,
if the league is making money, then they should share that profit with the players, because that's what every other league does.
That's not what I fucking said. That's exactly what I said.
You said that they shouldn't be wearing those shirts that say "Pay me what you owe me." You said that they're going.
That's
what you said.
No,
that is what you said. That was your whole what's wrong, what's up with that shit. Could you believe?
You didn't pay attention to a single goddamn thing I said then, because I literally said, this is exactly what I said. That now, on the first year that they're going to be profitable with the TV deal, now they're talking about 50% of the revenue. This is not the time to be trying to break the bank, but yes, they do need more money, and the women should make more money. I said,
but you're not breaking. But you're not breaking the bank. You're not breaking the bank.
50% of the revenue, you're breaking the bank, and they're going to continue.
You're not breaking the bank, and they're not going to lose money. You're not going to lose money, and you're not going to break the bank.
If they do that,
they won't. They won't, because right now they're only giving. They're only giving him 9.3%.
Yeah, and I said they need more. And
so
25%. I don't care, but no, I don't think it's smart for a business on the first year that you're going to be financially profitable, because they're still paying back debt to the NBA that the NBA has been subsidizing over years, that you go for 50% revenue to the players. NBA did not get 50% of the revenue when Bird and Magic were playing in the 80s. It takes time to get to that moment, and the WNBA can get to that moment if they're smart. But if there is a strike, that's going to be damaging to the league. I think everybody can agree on that.
Well, if the NBA decides that they don't want to give them any more money, there definitely will be a strike. If they said, no, we're losing money, and by the way, we're not releasing our books. You're not going to see our books. You're not going to see whether we're being honest about us losing money or not. And like I said, nobody knows if they're losing money or not. Nobody honestly knows if they're losing money or not. Not this year, not last year, not 2 years ago. because
I think
they don't release that information. So it's not out there. And the only way the WNBA Players Association is going to find out is by doing something like this and saying, well, show us your books. Show us where you're losing money. And then they can come to an agreement. If they're not willing to do that, then there will be a strike, because as far as the WNBA PL is concerned, you're making money. We know you're making money. I mean...
then they can get what they get if they want to strike. I think the strike is a bad idea. I think they deserve more money, but I don't think they deserve 50% of the revenue. They're not making enough revenue to give them 50%.
Steve is pointing out, I think, the bigger issue here, which is women need to support the WNBA instead of the Kardashians and miserable housewives.
And Love Island.
That too.
Can I just segue really quickly, because I was going to talk about that. Apparently, this is the WNBA section of the show. I just want to mention 3 quick things. I think it was funny that they were denied entry into a club, and they made this whole thing about it. I think that was pretty funny. Kind of looked like a streaming thing, you know.
Who was denied entry into a club?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it was. I think. So that's the only thing I was going to talk about. Did you guys see Shane? Was his name Shane Gillis? The guy that opened up the ESPYs?
Yes, which that was a hilarious joke, by the way.
Oh my god.
It was a funny joke. Where he announced his friend's wife as a 4-time WNBA All-Star and everybody clapped. And then he said, "No, it's just my friend's wife. I knew none of y'all were WNBA players." It was
He saw
funny.
those people's faces.
It was funny. Everybody got mad at him, but it was true.
I mean, it's true. Yeah, no.
It was funny.
People will name maybe 4 or 5 WNBA players. If you went out on the street and you asked people to name 5, they could probably name 3.
Not even that.
You're just in a crowd of athletes, and you make that joke, and you make them all look stupid. Yeah, they're gonna boo every other joke you do after. That was not. He touched on some crazy things in that speech, Nestor. Like he talked about Trump and UFC. And Pence almost getting murdered. He talked about the Epstein files getting deleted, but no one should, question that. Move on. He talked about
we're just gonna move on from that.
Yeah, move on.
He was like, "There's supposed to be an Epstein joke here, but I think it got deleted."
He made those people so uncomfortable.
But yeah, he made so many people uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, man, it was comedy. People get roasted all the time on these things.
I mean, a good comic, a good comedian will do that. They will take it to the edge and maybe push it over. But you got to understand, it's comedy. It's freaking comedy, people. Get a sense of humor.
Yeah, he got booed a lot because he's a Republican comedian in a room of athletes that most of them are Democrat. Even if they really like their money, they would probably be more Republican. Man, those jokes, man. When I was watching them, I was like, "Shit, dude, Shane, you're just going after people. You're just crazy."
For my what's up with that, I had some options here. I could have gone WNBA, but I think once we all saw those shirts, I think we all can agree we knew Malin was gonna be his what's up with that. I think there was no doubting of that one. I could have gone Joy Taylor. I decided not to.
Who get fired?
I had to go with this list that Bleacher Report put out. Another list, the top 100 NBA players in history, and Jason Tatum being numbered 96 on this list.
Wow.
I think is absolutely unbelievable, with the likes of Paul George and Chris Bosh and Carmelo, all these other players are ahead of him. And Jason Tatum gets 96?
I need to see this list.
There's an array of players I've never even heard of who are well before him. And I don't know how Bleacher Report came up with this list, but I think that is absolutely ridiculous to put a recent champion at 96. Mind you, Luka was somewhere in the 50s, and Luka's never won anything. No disrespect to Luka, but I mean, are we serious here?
So he beat Luka in the finals in his 40 spot.
Right.
Yes, 40.
50s?
Yeah, somewhere up there.
Oh. So the crazy thing is that Gary and I have been around for a long time, so we remember when the NBA came out with their all 50 team. What was it, back in 1996? Was it 96?
Yeah,
where they had the all 50 team. I would love to know who Luka's knocking off of that list. And then I think Chris Bosh was put on the all 75 team because they just ran out of people. They were like, oh yeah, well, I guess we need to round this out to 75 players, because he was good in Toronto, but Tracy McGrady was good in Toronto. Freaking Vince Carter was good in Toronto, and then he got some rings because of LeBron James in Miami. So I mean, Chris Bosh didn't do as much as maybe people think he did in Miami. He was pretty subpar in Miami, man. They talk about big three, but it was really the big 1.5. It was like LeBron James, and every now and then you had Dwayne Wade, and every now and then they had Chris Bosh. So the fact that Chris Bosh is probably ahead of him, that's wild.
Yeah. I also want to add, Tony Parker is 86. He's also behind Jimmy Butler, Paul George. Like, that is Tony
Jimmy
Parker, 86?
Damian Lillard, 64.
Aim is 64. Okay. Okay. All right. I mean, Tony Parker won what? Championships?
3. I think 3, right? With
maybe he's getting some.
You got Kyrie Irving at 69. What is going on with this list?
To kind of sort of round things out here.
Is Jaylen Brown ahead of him, or is he not on the list?
I don't think he's on the list.
Okay, if Jaylen Brown was on the list, I'd laugh my ass off, dude.
Steve
like,
in the chat, he's still talking about the WNBA here. This is his comment. It says, their biggest mistake immediately was trying to gaslight everyone into trying to think they were just as good as the men in the NBA. That was his comment.
I don't think we need to stay on the show till 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to. It really doesn't matter what my take is. G Money's going to take an opposite, even a made-up opposite take of me. Even though everything I said in my take was pay the women more and don't strike, and that the league's going to be profitable this year. That's everything I said.
I feel like doing a counterpoint from Saturday Night Live from like 1976, 77 with Chevy Chase. It's like, Malin, you ignorant slut. I don't know who you slept with to get on the show.
All right.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, Steve, thanks for trying to. I don't know what you got going on after this, Steve, but we're going to end the show here in a minute. So I apologize, but applaud you for trying to go on longer.
He must be on Pacific time.
If Steve's on
the West Coast.
Yeah, it got to be, man. Where's Steve? It's like, where are you rolling from, Steve? I mean, if you're here on the West Coast, man, shit.
I'm so nervous about when the NFL season starts. If we're hitting midnight right now, in the middle of fucking July.
Yeah. We need to bring this thing in. And we had a shorter break. All right.
Yeah. Well, it's what's up with that? Crushed us. I mean,
we didn't go to break till 11. So that was
Yeah.
something. We normally go to break at like 10:30.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Okay, folks.
All right. Well,
thank you all for
Steve,
watching.
Thank you. I don't know.
Yeah,
Appreciate
Bricks,
you guys.
Steve, shout out to you guys for watching us live. If you want to tune in next week, we're usually Wednesday nights at 9:30 Eastern time. If you want to follow us on Instagram or TikTok, we are at AFR Sports, all one word. Yes. We'll see you all next week. Thank you all for watching, listening. Have a good week, and we will see you next time.
Peace.
Peace out, guys.